list, we have red rack in front of us. So I've got to make a cut here on this one. We've got 61 cards, but generally speaking, the idea of the list is as follows. Splash red in rack in order to play Kroxa, and we're going to try Lightning Skelemental this time around instead of Dreadbores and Terminates. And the general idea here is just jam this out and see, can this little bit of oomph get us there? Occasionally, I've noticed red rack, or rather, just straight rack, has trouble finishing if we get kind of stuck behind some stuff. So let's see if we can avoid that. Cut all the lands, get flip lands. Why would I cut all the lands and get all the flip lands? We can look at them really quick and see what flip lands there are, Zale. I gotta have red and black though. We can look at it really quick. Let's take a gander really quick. What options we would have. Oh, real quick. Red or black. Flippy lands. That's white. That's blue. We have this Awakening, which returns from your graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creatures. Wouldn't really do anything. This is a menace creature. His opponent. The problem is that this comes into play tapped. Going along here, we have this one, which is an instant spell, costs 1 less to cast. If an opponent controls no basics, destroy a creature. Again, it comes into play tapped. This one, choose target creature. You lose 2 life until end of turn. That creature gains basically Undying, or kind of a reanimation. Comes into play tapped. You know, it's stuff like this. I think we're gonna stick away from that because I want to be playing on turn 1 and turn 2. So that is what we're gonna do. Not to mention that I actually have Dark Confidant in this list. With that, what's up, Grayus? With that, I think we're just gonna get plain. I have 61 cards. I should cut something. I'm going to cut something. I'm going to cut. I want to cut this Cling to Dust. I really want to keep both Dark Confidants here. Alright, we'll cut the Wrench Mining. Let's go. Bob over Seasoned? Yes. Yes, indeed. Because I never get to play... Wow, why is this all the way over here? I never get to play with Dark Confidant. So this is my chance. It's my stream. I'm doing it my way. Red rack in Modern. Let's find an opponent. Let's play some Magic. Besides, everything is a 1, 2, or 3. I slap down a Bob. I get more discard. I win the game. That's what we're going to do. That is what we are going to do here. We found an opponent. Let's go. Perfect. I don't even have to pick if I have to go first or not. No, nothing for us, our opponent to realize. They've mulliganed to 6. Uh-oh, hopefully they don't mulligan too far. Okay, looks like they kept 6 here. Maybe we're gonna have, I don't know, like Bird of Paradise or something. Oh, I see. Well then. Get a Raven's Crime here. Let's definitely do the Thoughtseize first. I'm going to shock in so it doesn't look like I've got anything too frightening here. All right, we have a Star, we have a Karn Liberated, and we have a Sylvan Scrying here. They probably get rid of this Star. They might also crack the Expedition map. I think I'm going to take the Sylvan Scrying here. I'm not going to worry about Karn Liberated because I think with the Wrenchmine and the Raven's Crime, I'm going to be able to get that out of hand. Could be my famous last words here. It's also really cute that we have only 3 Wrenchmines and we find ourselves against a deck that Wrenchmine's not very good, being, you know, artifact based. Plus I have this Dark Confidant. We could just find more things. Yes. Yes, find more things. Maybe if they play just this forest and plan to do expedition, maybe I'm doing Dark Confidant. Star. Okay. Forest. Okay. Cracks the forest. Okay. Plays sphere. Okay, looks like Wrench Mine might be pretty good here. Assuming there's not another artifact in hand, Wrench Mine's gonna eat the Karn. And then we'll be playing some racks. I finally get to catch a stream. I love your YouTube content. Hopefully I can become a regular. Well, thank you, llama.com. I like that name. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we're gonna Wrench Mine them, see if I can get the 2 cards. It's Karn plus something else. Hey, Russ, what's up? 33 months. I think there's only one person that beats you, Russ. Welcome back. How's it been, my friend? We get a Karn and a Blast Zone, so we actually get rid of a land here as well. Definitely a pair of racks showing up next, I think. I'm a legend? I'm a legend. Why am I a legend? Ooh, power plant. Ooh, that's pretty good. This map's going to be doing things. Uh-oh. They can go get that Tron mana. All right. Well, I think it's going to be rack here. And hope they can't do anything completely brutal to us. Pass the turn. Because you help the community out. How do I do that? Expedition map cracked? No, they're deciding to do a sphere here. And the expedition map. This person does not want to get racked here. Urza's Mine here, plus another card. Double rack triggers here. What's up, Blast God? How you doing? Opponent takes a couple points of damage. This is where Skelemental can really help us here. They're going to play down that land, almost certainly. Almost certainly, they do. What's next? Relic. Okay. Okay. Uses Relic. Relic's pretty good against Kroxa. Seen a lot of you today. Must be a good day. Alright, we have a Shrieking Affliction and we have a Raven's Crime here. I'm going to do the Raven's Crime first here. Maybe they like the card so that they pop the Relic here. And if they pop the Relic, I do an Inquisition right after. Trying to catch one of the maps, stars, spheres, other smaller artifacts that they have. Spatial Contortion hits the bin here. Alright. Then we'll just Shrieking Affliction and pass turn. My opponent can draw a card here, but they might take some damage. Need that land here and we'll Skelemental them. Took the afternoon off to take my cat to the vet. What's going on with the kitty cat? Triggers. Triggers. This is a fair amount of damage. My opponent does have Tron though. They have the Tron. Do they hold cards hoping that I can't blow them up again? They'll be wrong. Just first checkups. Okay, that's good. It's always good to get those out of the way. Gotta check on the kitty cat. Peak physical condition. Do they have like a, I guess it's a kitten, right? Or very close to it. Do they have like the first shots that they've got to do, some vaccinations, stuff like that? Worm Coil Engine. Okay. It's a big one. I don't have a bridge main. Oh. Ugh. I'm going to play Dark Confidant down and pass turn. My opponent still takes quite a bit of damage here. I don't know if I protect myself or not. Opponent goes down to 4. I mean, if they attack, then I just don't block and I attack them, right? That's the gist of this. Sure. Give me a big hug. Big hug. Now I attack them, and if they play anything, they die. If I get to Liliana or Inquisition, they probably die. Love to be able to slam this down. Alright, so he's passed all the shots, so he's good. He's good till next year. Call him. Oh gosh, it's this one again. Call Mikila. Thank you so much for the sub. Man, I'm kind of laughing because I know I got it right the first time. All right, opponent went and got another Wormcoil Engine. All we really need is a land here in the top two. Well, that's not one. Well, that's not one. But if they don't have a land here, we might be good. Thoughtseize to steal something, that Wormcoil. They have a land, so we just Shrieking and attack for 2 and win the game. Am I just getting worse and worse with calling your name? Call me Kyla? Call me Kyla. That's probably what it is, right? It's probably what it is. We're sitting here and we're just like way overthinking it. By the way, Bob, being a new addition to the deck, just got us out of that one, taking down game 1. We're just overthinking everything. It's all right. It's all right. All right, Rabble Masters can come in here. Thoughtseize isn't too bad. K-Command, Ashiok aren't too bad either. How do we want to attack this? These are cards I am interested in. There's a new one, though. Thanks. I strive for originality. Strive for it. Strive. So Fatal Pushes and Wrench Mines probably okay to bin here. Cling to Dust probably is just a cycle card for the most part, so we could probably bin that to the sideboard. Since I'm so aggressive, I could potentially take out like some either Racks or Shrieking Afflictions here. I suppose I could take out like a pair of Shrieking Afflictions. Which one's the better one? At the beginning of each upkeep, it's 1 or fewer cards, loss of 3, where this is damage equal to. Call me maybe. Call me maybe. Do I care about the Shriek? Do I care about the Shriek? The Rack is probably better because my opponent might most than likely have something in hand. We could even do... Actually, let's keep 1 Shrieking in and take 1 Raven's Crime. We did see an Relic. That could be a problem. I like my Planeswalker package here. The Ashiok could be considered weak in this matchup if I don't get it down quick. I'm on the draw, so let's consider that. Let's bring 1 thing back in here, which will bring a Raven's Crime back in and get rid of 1 Ashiok. When I flip to being on the play, I'll bring the Ashiok back in. All right. Red Rack. Now, I did drop all of the Blood Moons. That was one thing that I had as well. I've opted to go heavier on my aggression, which could play out very nicely here. So, opponent gets to choose if they want to play first or second. It's interesting because they're sitting there like, well, I should probably draw now. I don't like this opening hand. Having 1 lander is not a very good place to start. So we're going to mulligan this when we get the option to and look for at least 2 lands. I can completely strip the hand apart though. And if I did top deck a land... Oh, they play first. Oh, you know what I want to do. You know what I want to do. I want to keep this. I want to keep this so bad. I have 2 draws. I'm gonna hit it. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna hit it. It's all fine. Look at this star. Psh, land. What a legend I am. What an absolute legend. Sylvan Scrying out of the way. Go, opponent. Chromatic Star, Karn Liberated, Oblivion Stone, and a Waterlogged Grove. My opponent does not have a map, notably. Cycles the star here. Making green. Keep it from my gangsta. Look at that clap. I love that clap. They picked this up. They picked up a Sylvan Scrying. My opponent is a genius. An absolute genius. Alright, so I have an O stone to worry about. Karn Liberated. Another star. I've got a Kroxa. I've got a Kroxa. I think I attack this hand twice over here. And then if I top deck land, we just Liliana. If we don't, we play either of these. And that's probably fine. I think going after their hand here is fine. We have a star and an Oblivion Stone. I don't particularly like the idea of the Oblivion Stone. I do have K commands. I think it's just smarter to take this Oblivion Stone, even though it's a cycle. I'm getting rid of the Karn anyway here. So my opponent kind of has nothing. This may be the turn to just play Dark Confidant. I could die kind of quickly, but with the Kroxa and Liliana here, it may work out for us. Mine was played, Sphere was played, Waterlogg's in hand, Stars in hand. My opponent's giving me all the information. Plays Star as well. Has Waterlogged Grove in hand. I mean, this might be just a Kroxa turn now. We're kind of far away from playing Kroxa out of the yard, though. Inquisition, we know it's Waterlogged Grove. I don't particularly care to discard that. Let's play Dark Confidant and pass a turn. Dark Confidant got us out of it last time. Let's see if it can do it again. Opponent's got quite a few draws here. I almost would rather be able to Inquisition next turn with Kroxa. Inquisitioning may be something a little bit more valuable. We'll see. We'll see. Doubles down on both of these, making only green and getting 2 more cards that are unknown. Draws a third. So we have 3 unknowns and a Waterlogged Grove. Fluffy Sip. That's what I do. I'm just like, what? That's what I do every day. Star cracks immediately, makes green mana. Do we have an Ancient Stirrings yet? Map has been played. Waterlogged? We know about this card. Blast Zone's played. Okay. We have Waterlogged and an unknown card. We have Tron mana from my opponent. We top deck a Bloodstained Mire, followed by a Polluted Delta. Alright. So we can definitely power out Kroxa here. I like the idea of an Inquisition here into a Kroxa. I know that a Liliana wouldn't be bad either. Liliana, powering that up. It only gets rid of 1 card. I guess the Inquisition plus plus Kroxa doesn't guarantee that I get 2 here. I could play a Polluted Delta down here. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So I definitely want this in the yard. Let's do Polluted Delta here. Let's go get a basic Swamp. Inquisition for starters. See if there's anything interesting that remains. I nail an O stone, which is sweet, because then I get to do a Kroxa here and get this last card. Nice, nice, nice. Look at this, opponent. I'm not even gonna try to rack ya. Not even gonna try to rack ya. Discard that Waterlogged Grove and pass the turn. My opponent will have Tron mana. Get him for that 2. Get him for that 2. Smack him. Smack him. Teach him a lesson. They're down to 15. Tron online. Gotta play it because Kroxa's showing up. So the draw plus whatever this is. They can play whatever. They've got plenty of mana. Just got to be a no whammy here. No whammy. 2 mana is not a whammy. Relic. Pops that relic. Really well timed. We were getting him down next turn too. I hope I get a Skelemental here. I just want to blast my opponent for a ton of damage. Looks like we have something for 3 mana. Nope, 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 nope. Just kidding. Reconsidering. 2 mana. Stars and Spheres should be played. What do we got? Another Expedition map. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. We can put Blast Zone up to 2. We have the Expedition map. I'm going to do Bob triggers here. Look at these Bob triggers. Draw all these nice cards. Trigger. Oh, land. This guy, MVP Legend. This doesn't do anything either. Liliana. The new emotes are great, aren't they, Slayerfall? We'll just do some discarding here. I'm going to just discard the Bloodstained Mire for right now. I don't need more than 4 mana. And we'll get him for 2. Pass the turn. Now, they could put this Blast Zone on 3. They could put it on 2. They got a couple places to put the Blast Zone on. They could put it on 2 and fetch. Not a bad idea. If they rip a payoff, we're in trouble? No, 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 no. We're not in trouble. Rack would be in trouble. We're Red Rack. Red Rack's never in trouble. Expedition map goes and gets a Sanctum. Exactly. Don't have those thoughts. Don't have those thoughts. Everything, we're fine. We're fine. Throws a Blast Zone up to 2. No surprises there. Just being realistic, it's Sylvan Scrying off the top. Whoop. Green. Not Ancient Strength, Sylvan Scrying. Opponents like concede. Uh-oh, Sanctum was played. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's right. You take those notes, Zale. Oh, it's Karn, the Great Creator. Oh, it's just, see, I was so close. It's green and 1. It's a wilt. It was close. Come on. Come on. Of all the cards I could have named, it's practically the same thing I just did. It's going all right, Mad Knives. How you doing? Look at these Pepijans. I put that one in there for Bolus because that's Bolus's favorite emote. When you do twitch.tv/Avaro statistics, you see normal, 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 normal. Oh, Bolus, Pepe Jam. Normal, normal, normal. That's what it is. All right, my opponent's not slamming anything here. They have 4, 5, 6 mana. Oh. Oh. Karn, the greatest creator. Wait, how do you see statistics? You believed me. You believed me. Thank you. Walking Ballista here on 2. Shoots Dark Confidant. We're going to thin the deck slightly here. Blood Crypt tapped. And we get a Raven's Crime. Raven's Crime. I guess I'll make them sacrifice the Walking Ballista and pass the turn. I say believable things. You are a trustworthy person. Well, thank you. There are statistics, though. I can tell you who's the highest chatter. Nightbot keeps track of that. The Last God is our top chatter. And the command exclamation point deck is the top command. There's a liquid metal coating. Liliana's going to get hurt here. I think we're out of it. Karn liberated. Uh-oh, this is falling apart. It's falling apart, but I could get Skelemental into Rack. Just saying. Last God's a Bounty. What's funny is it's normally Zale. Normally Zale up there, but right now it's not Zale. All right, liquid metal coating should go after a blood crypt here. They went for exactly what I suggested. We have Urborg. I don't know. I think I'm good to call this one. I'm gonna start losing lands here. I'm gonna start losing lands. Just throw the Raven's Crime away. Throw it away. When they got our Kroxa there, they got us. Have I considered not losing to Tron? How do you do that? Exactly. Yeah, Zale does this by just getting chat completely jazzed up. Types all kinds of things. Turn 1 Rabble? Oh. They're eating everything. Look, my opponent has nothing. They have nothing. Nothing. Oh my gosh, I got a rack. Go ahead, opponent. I like my last card. Take 3. We're so close. Elder Spell one time. Blast Zone's up to 2. Now that's going to go up to 3 to blow up Liliana. This next turn is lose Liliana, lose a land, lose a land. Maybe I get lucky and that's how they do this. They hold cards. Rack doesn't do as much. Need another rack. Oh my gosh. Getting people to spam. What's funny is you're all blues and purples and pinks. Then we have Slayerfall that's bright green. But everyone's is kind of like cool spectrum tonight. You all are the cool spectrum. Look, you're all the cool spectrum tonight. And green with Pepe Clap. I love Pepe Clap. Oh, Mr. Jangles is kind of this, I don't know what color that is. What color are you, Mr. Jangles? Oh, they went after my hand. Get rid of that Liliana. You can start with that next time. Imagine if we really had Elder Spell, though. It would be amazing. It would. It would. Look at that black-white stuff. Blows up Liliana. Plays the land. I don't know why they did that. I have a rack. Why are you doing that, opponent? You were going to die. Watch me top deck another rack. Oh, gosh. They went and got something. Wormcoil Engine. Only sunglasses in chat? Same color as your terminal text. What'd they go get? Oh, darn. They got a Wormcoil Engine. Why'd they do that? Why'd you do this, opponent? We're hanging on by a thread. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Game 2, not so good. Game 3, though, will be on the play. Do I bring this Ashiok in? Maybe not. Maybe not. I think we just run it as is. Look for really Rabble Masters, Skelementals, Kroxas, and Dark Confidants at the beginning with 1 or 2 discard spells. That seems okay. Seems okay. Could try to do this Ashiok. I don't think I want that, though. I think we're running this back. Is that a boomerang? Oh my gosh, that's money, Grayus. Do I need a money emote? I don't have a money emote. I just have the Whataburger Cup emote. Whataburger Cup. Why does Karn always ruin the party? It was 2 Karns. He had a split personality this last time. He's a little bit confused due to the split personality. He'll be baffled here, and we'll get him. We'll get him. It was really confusing for him. All right. What I like to play first. I'm going to say yes to this. Rack typically doesn't want to, but we're not Rack. Look at this. Look at this. We can keep this. Skelemental's a ways off. That's fine. We're gonna do the Rack things here. I'm going to start with an Inquisition. I think it was incorrect to start with a Thoughtseize last time. Besides, Tron wants to mulligan for their Tron pieces anyway. They're going to have like 4 cards in hand when we start this game. I really could see them just keeping a 7 that doesn't get anywhere near Tron just because they don't want us to just obliterate their hand. We're going to do it anyway. This isn't rack. This isn't rack. This is aggression. Opponent mulligans to 6. Do they like their 6? Go to 5. You're drawing a card. You're safe. So I tell my opponent to shuffle in. We know I'm rack. You know you're Tron. I'm like, go to 5. You're safe. You got it. I've got an aggressive hand. All right, they keep 6. Start with an Inquisition. All right, what do we got here? We have an Expedition map. We have a Relic, Chromatic, and a Sylvan Scrying. We also have 2 here. I'm going to take the map and pass the turn. We can nail that Sylvan Scrying here with a Thoughtseize. There's this tower, star. Red mana? All right, it is red mana. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize for starters. Ooh. Ooh. Ancient Stirrings or Sylvan Scrying. I get to Raven's Crime next as well, which means they'll pitch probably the Relic to hold Ancient Stirrings in the power plant. I think I have to take this because this guarantees the Tron piece. The other one does not. So I'm going to take the Sylvan Scrying here. I'm going to fetch Shock, Blood Crypt here. And what's cute here is because of this Raven's Crime, they'll probably play the land and do the Ancient Stirrings this next turn. Skelemental could get rid of the rest of the cards. It could. We'll find out. Relic goes to the bin, which is nice for us. Urza's Tower, Ancient Stirrings, draw for my opponent. Realistically, looking for a red land one more time. Red land one more time, and then I can do Liliana and Raven's Crime. It'd be good. Draws with the star, and then we have Ancient Stirrings. Power Plant. Oh, it's a Sylvan Scrying. Has Mine. We have an Ancient Stirrings Mine unknown card. Red land. Come on, one more red land. Rack. This is kind of the worst because I want to keep the rack, but I also want to use Liliana. And using Skelemental would be nice. I could Liliana not uptick? I could. Gosh, what kind of message does that send? I mean, I think I'm playing Liliana. Do I uptick, though? Like, just go no. Good luck. They can't play this card. They have one card that they're gonna either pitch it. They're gonna pitch the Ancient Stirring. I'm not getting the card, so I'd rather do this and keep both pieces here. Let's do it. Tron, ruin me, opponent. All right, all right. If we hit that land, we get to rack and Skelemental plus a Liliana here. We could do it all. What's up? Silence. What's up? Ancient Stirrings. Something big. Get the Ulamog, the Ugin, the Karn, the big Karn, not the little Karn. No. I can play this. You came here for racks? We're trying. We're trying. Plays this, gets another card in hand. Man, they've got to be going, why didn't you uptick this? The answer? I have no idea. Look at them bouncing sheeps. Them bouncing sheeps. We are really considering whether or not to play this. They're probably concerned about like a Thoughtseize or something. Expedition map. Okay. I mean, in some... Okay, maps. Okay. All right. We have 3 cards that we could get here. Top deck, Blood Crypt, please. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Goalie, thank you for the 7 tier 1 sub gifts. Those go out to Tomahawk, Samuel, Inquisitor Jesus, McLovin, Amulet, Sinest, and Goblin Master. Well, thank you. I don't know where this came from, but thank you so much. Let's get that top deck land for you. Everyone gets these sweet emotes that they can use all over Twitch. Be sure you're using it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get this top deck land. Let's go. Land. Blood Crypt. All right. All the YouTube content. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. So now I have to just like Raven's Crime, pitch this land, do the Liliana uptick, and I'm regretting I didn't do the uptick the last time. Oh, what's the play? What's the play? I also saw you gave out 20 yesterday to another streamer. Always appreciate streamers that help others. Good for the community, good for all. Thanks. Now that I'm scratching my head, I realize I have a bad hair day. Ah! Thank you, and Goblin Master gets the last one. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Man, I wish I had a Thoughtseize. Raven's Crime. Pitch the land. We got the land. It just wasn't a red land. If it was a red land, whew, we'd be getting rid of everything. Hey, thank you for another one to Slayerfall as well. Appreciate that. See Slayerfall? YouTube folks know that you're here. Oh, spatial. Oh, they had me covered too. They had the spatial. All right, we're going up with Liliana now. They're obviously going to get rid of that tower and keep Karn. We're going to follow this up with a rack. And we're going to go from here. Can we beat them? They have Karn the Great Creator. Karn the Great Creator down tick here, going and getting a liquid metal coating or a spyglass. We'll shut off Liliana. We need one of those K commands I brought in. We updated, since you're here from the YouTube land, we updated and we have new, better Twitch TV emotes as well. Oh my gosh, we just go and get a worm coil? All right, Shrieking, uptick. They're gonna play the worm coil, obviously. Why didn't you go get a liquid metal to shut this off? Oh, we got rid of the Thrag Tusk. Take damage, opponent. I can downtick Liliana now. This is 6. They can't play something else. Ooh. Ooh. Worm Coil Engine. Okay. Downticks to put something into hand. Need like a Thoughtseize. Oh, it's a Pithing Needle. Why didn't you do that last time, opponent? What? I don't understand. All right, Pithing Needle shuts off Liliana here. Well, I have a land. We can at least Raven's Crime them. It's a little awkward because My opponent's gonna do 6 to me. Do I need this last land here? This is where I'm getting punished for not having a... I don't have a bridge in the 75. We get rid of another Thragtusk here. Rack and Shrieking Affliction go off. Does 6. They can basically undo the 6 that happens. Karn can go up here. Top of the library was a star. Makes green mana. Man, not getting that extra red is really hurting us. Boots up a Pithy Needle, which I think is unwise. Okay. Oh. We're like a point away from killing them. We could play that land, get the Skelemental in. Wormcoil looks like it's going to beat us here. Looks like it's going to beat us. It was close. It's a good warm-up game here, playing the Rack. Forest. Oh, just show me the third Thragtusk. Show me the third Thragtusk. What are we going to get? Walking Ballista? Nice. Walking Ballista and the Wormcoil, they kill us. We'll let them do this. They've played this very well. Good opponent to start off with. Hits us for 6. We go to 2. They go back up to 14 here, plus the Walking Ballista. Didn't see Rabblemaster. Yeah. Bummer. Oh well. We got to start somewhere, and we're starting with a loss. Doesn't mean that the league is over, though. No siree. We've got 4 matches with Rad Rack here. Let's get it going. What do we do? Bring in that Thoughtseize, Rabblemaster's 1 Ashiok. I had the K commands in there, too. Could have been a K command. Stop the Wormcoil 1 turn. Make him discard. Could have had it. Could have had it. All right. Let's forget to play first. Oh, opponent. I forgot. I rolled incorrectly. Feed the Swarm is the targeted enchantment removal. My opponent's already mulliganing. So the target Feed the Swarm is that targeted enchantment removal. It's there for leyline kind of interactions. It's a pretty nasty little card. Pretty nasty little card. All right, so we are playing second here. We get the draw. My opponent's mulligan to 6. Not a great sign for them. Let's see if we can do better this time versus last time. Watery Grave. Shocks it in and starts with a Ruin Crab. Okay. This will get interesting. We'll go ahead and Thoughtseize. Stealing. Something. We have Mill. This should be okay for us. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I have to take the Surgical, don't I? I think I have to take the Surgical because we do have some interactions out of our graveyard here. We're going to Wrench Mine and then we'll Lightning Skelemental. We don't want them to play New Crab. Like, I could have stole the New Crab here. I think this is going to be okay, though. This Visions is really bothersome, too. But I think our best shot at this game is probably just like a Kroxa, if I'm honest here. So we're going to play Misty Rainforest. We're going to do that. Fetch with this. Make us mill. They know what's up now. And we do have a Raven's Crime here, plus lands. So that's kind of good. We actually have most of our lands in our hand, which is really kind of a nice thing to have here. Lucky for me, they only have 2 cards here. They can cycle Divisions, but I'm basically going to get that with this Wrench Mind. Unless they have the Mesmeric Orb. That's only usually a 4 of, so not as many artifacts here. Rack is really nice to see here as well. Let's go ahead and Wrench Mine my opponent so the hand is clear. We can then rack next turn, and the following turn we can Skelemental to re-clear the hand. We have 3 and 2 toughness, so at least 1 point should get through. Cracking Misty turns off Fatal Push for our Lightning Skelemental in the future. Watery Grave in here. Does shock it in. Kind of has me worried that it's got a surgical. Oh, don't be a surgical, don't be a surgical, don't be surgical, don't be surgical. Don't touch my Kroxa. Visions. And we make them discard everything. Okay, cool. That was a cool turn. That was a really cool turn, opponent. All right, we're at 32 cards here. My opponent has nothing in hand. We can put in a Blood Crypt tapped this turn, rack and Shrieking Affliction. Next turn we can Skelemental to clear the hand again if they decide I want to hold something. And if they do that, we also have the option of a Kroxa here. So we're in good shape here. It's probably Kroxa next. Unless they hit fetch land, fetch land. I don't know. Our opponent is a fan as well. What's really sweet is we're running into more and more people that know us. Like that's good, but not good. That's why we have to play different things than Red Prison now. We got to keep everyone on their toes. But I think we have this game. I can just reanimate the Kroxa or escape it out of the yard here, get rid of the last card, and we have this going on for us. So, let's do that. Get rid of Blood Crypt, Swamp. Where's more lands? You know what? Rack. Sure. Kroxa comes back. Do all the cool things. Is this what happens when two torture decks collide? Alright, we get there. Now, I don't have anything that recurs my graveyard back in. We just have to win in this fashion. Rabble Masters come in here. Let's see here. This is just enchantments. My opponent could have Leyline of the Voids, which might be worth the feed. Terminate's not bad to kill Crab. K-Command could kill something, return something to my hand as well. So this all looks kind of interesting. Looks kind of interesting. Cling to Dust is probably a no-go. Fatal Push will probably keep. Raven's Crime I probably keep. Liliana's maybe just a bit too slow for my liking. Wow, 1 Inquisition, 1 Thoughtseize. I'm gonna do a Wrench Mine here. Let's not worry about this Terminate. Let's take out 1 Raven's Crime as well. So we're gonna go on the more aggressive line. Let's see if we can find Rabble Master this time around. K-Command returns something and Feed the Swarm is just here in case we do run into Leyline of the Void. Because kind of our other strategy here is the Kroxa coming out of the yard. This hand does not look like a keep, unfortunately. This doesn't do a whole lot of anything. My opponent did mulligan to 6 cards, though. With that, we'll keep. Who needs to keep when you got all your lands, right? We got all of our lands. We're good. We're good to go. My opponent's going to try to do something fancy here. They've mulliganed to 5 cards. That is not the way you want to go against me. Not the way. Alright, they keep 5 here. We got probably land and something else. Watery Grave comes into play tapped. I get to just start with a Shrieking Affliction. Pass turn. Guess it's Wrench Mine next. I have a lot of my lands. Not a bad thing. Misty Rainforest here. Full house duels. 2 mana here. Glimpse the Unthinkable. Well, we have Kroxa. We have Lightning Skelemental. Surgicling the Kroxa right now is pretty good for them, but then that means this Wrench Mine gets rid of the rest of the cards. They better be careful. We already have a Shrieking Affliction in play. It is Raven's Crime fodder as well. I haven't hit a Raven's Crime. Keep in mind, I did get rid of one of them, but I feel okay with that because I'm sure we'll find one through this mill. That's true. I just need to put like three more lands in, maybe this one, and then just start ditching things. They surgical the rack. They get the racks. They're stealing the racks, but they saw this card. They're like, no. Ooh, no. Wrench Mine you. Goodbye. Ashiok and Field. Uh-oh, opponent. Uh-oh. Are they going to hold this card? Oh, they hold the card. Wasn't a good idea, opponent. We're going to Skelemental you. Boom. In for 6. Make them discard. Next up, Kroxa. Make them discard. Shrieking. Turn 1 Shrieking with All-Lander. Oh. Does a Visions. Skelemental hits. Discards a Ruin Crab. Skelemental hits the bin. Shrieking. Puts them to 5. They need to get rid of the Kroxa. Polluted Delta. GG. GG. Good game. Our opponent was very kind. Very kind opponent. Alright, we get there. We have the Kroxa here. Something that Rack doesn't do very well. We're going to draw a Fatal Push. Got there. Whew, all the lands. We kept a Wrench Mine and a Shrieking Affliction. That worked nicely. Lands go brrrr. What are you talking about? We did quick 6 plus the Shrieking. We're going to do another with the Kroxa and start bashing in. Didn't need Rabblemaster, apparently. Didn't need it. We're 1-1. 1-1 on this fine Wednesday. I hope everyone's Wednesday's going well. All right, we get the one against Doomwake. Against Doomwake. Doomwake's probably on some control list, right? Would I like to play first? No. Alright, we have a Luris deck. Luckily, I have a main deck clean here. Alright, we have a Wrench Mine and a Raven's Crime here. I guess I'm keeping this. Not a lot of red at the moment. We'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. Oh, well, just gotta see if they are on some controlling list. Luris makes me think no. Luris could be a number of things. Could be a number of things. You can probably catch Doomwake's stream as well. I'm sure Doomwake is currently streaming. Would be surprised if not. Dodge the turn one leyline boggles. Exactly. We're good. We're good. We're basically no problems here. Well, I say, oh, I guess we are on the main phase. Polluted Delta. Kroxa Polluted Delta here. These are going to be good. Blood Crypt. Turn one, Thoughtseize. All right, let's go. Oh, what a fun little pile here. What do you want? What do you need? What could you possibly desire out of this hand? Takes my Wrench Mine. Probably a good choice. Let's lead with Swamp and Raven's Crime here. Not to give them an indicator that I drew one of my red sources here. Discards a Bolt. Probably a fine thing to do. If I top deck another land here, especially if it's red, I could put Cliffs in and then use Raven's Crime here. Swift Spear, followed by Bobble. And a Soulscar Mage. Well... Let's Raven's Crime them, getting rid of the Swamp. And I can Cling to Dust something here too. I think we'll just chill. We'll just chill here. This is looking pretty good. I've got 12 points lined up for my opponent. I'd love to Cling this Bobble here. Probably willing to do that. Draws with the Bobble. Draws for the turn. 2 cards in hand. Plays new Bobble. I'm assuming in for 4. Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and Cling one of their Bobbles away. That seems like an okay thing to Cling. We draw a Wrench Mine here. And an Inquisition. Well, I'm going to just Skelemental. If they have a removal spell, they've got one. With 2 bolts here, I'm thinking no. Oh. Oh, they have a Fatal Push. Well, that saves them some life. Go ahead, opponent. Draws with Bobble. Draws for the turn. By the way... Fatal Push. You see this art? Look at this art. I'm just going to hold it up there for a moment. Take it in. Take in the art. You know what? I don't think we're going to do anything else. I think we're good. Just leave it up there. Ah. Ah. Fatal Push. Dude, if I got kicked off a cliff by that thing, I'd be happy to be going off the cliff. I'd rather be off the cliff than in the frog spirit. It's a frog spirit, right? Alright, so they do know about my second Skelemental here. Given it a thought, does a Thoughtseize. They take another 2 points here. I'm starting to wish I had an Unearth. Yargle did nothing wrong. All right. I'm going to go ahead and Wrench Mine my opponent here. Because this pretty much guarantees whatever they have, which was a Teamer Battle Rage. And then I can Shrieking Affliction. Pass the turn. This will be interesting because I have the Cling to Dust. I can't quite cast it, but I could use it on my own lightning Skelementals to gain life. It looks like they're going to hit me for 2 here and pass the turn. Oh, we have the big one here. That really kills me here. That smashes me. Let's Inquisition ourselves. All right. That's a big one. All right, so fatal pushes are good here. The terminate is good. Opponent does have... They do have white. I wonder if the feed would be needed for a ley line. We have Goblin Rabblemaster. Seems like an okay thing to do here. I'm thinking Thoughtseize doesn't make a lot of sense this game. Probably one Liliana. Dark Confidant's feeling a little bit awkward too. Maybe I just use Liliana's as kill spells and I take Dark Confidant out with the idea that I don't want to really be taking any more damage here than I need to. Cling is okay. It's a draw. We got the rack stuff going. Man, do we think their deck plays like a ley line here for the Feed the Swarm that needs to come in here for things that target my opponent? I could probably take a one of something out and just have a one of Feed the Swarm in just to be safe. Take like a one of Raven's Crime out. Just to have a one of out in case that comes up. I'm really hesitant to not have some sort of out to exactly that. I could bring in a K command to, on their draw step, make them discard. Could be just another discard that could be removal. This may be more important than like a Liliana. I'm gonna do one of those as well. I'll do one of those. Liliana is probably just down ticking and then eating a bolt or something to the face. This prowess list is going to be difficult without the bridge. We knew this would be a possible problem with the list, but we've opted to go more aggressive when we can. I wonder if I'm supposed to go first. I always ask this question, and I don't think I have a very good answer to this. I probably will go first here. Not because I expect the Racks and the Shrieking Afflictions to beat out, but because my opponent's fairly aggressive. So having things like the Terminate and the Fatal Pushes, the Rabblemaster early, is probably just smarter. So we'll go ahead and look to play first. A one lander, but I do have a Fatal Push. How do we like this hand? It's all one drops here. Raven or Inquisition something, Fatal Push another thing, Cling to Cantrip. A little ways away from Skelemental. I don't hate it. Don't hate it. Let's keep it because I have two Clings here. We're going to put Cling to the test here to draw some cards. Inquisition will be our leading card, though. Inquisition, let's see what we're playing against here. So we have a Thoughtseize. And that's about it. That's about it. I think I just take this Thoughtseize and protect my hand here. I can get rid of this later. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. We get rid of that later and then cling it. Cling, cling, cling. Scalding Tarn. Fetching immediately. That's never good for us. What'd you find, opponent? Blood Crypt? Oh, Seal Fire. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's start with a Cling here. We'll just steal a Thoughtseize. Draw a card. And we whiff. Go ahead. Go ahead. Need a land. We knew this could be a risk. Seals me, Blood Crypts in, and follows with the Scourge. It's a 2/2. Am I worried about a 2/2 right now? Let's go ahead and cling again here, try and hit our land. Finally, we do. So now I could Fatal Push. I think I've got to get a Blood Crypt here. It's going to increase the size of this. So let's go ahead and Fatal Push. Ooh, Ashiok Nightmare Waver. Well, thank you for the follow. We watch you. I believe you're the streamer that I watch from time to time. We picked up a Swamp here. We know 3 cards. We don't know one of them. So we know about this Bolt. Yes, I am a streamer. We watch you from time to time. I'm trying to think if I follow you. I end up like watching very specific people when I see them, but sometimes I don't always follow. All right, let's try to clear the hand of something that can kill a Rabblemaster here. I'm going to try to Inquisition here, following up with a Raven's Crime. It is what it is, I know, right? Actually, can I just click in here to find out if I'm following? Does it say here in the mod thing? Doesn't look like it. I can block you, apparently. That's all I can do. I can block you. All right, return player discards a card. I don't want to discard my Raven's Crime, but it's probably the least impactful to discard here, so we'll do that. I'm picking this up. We have 2 bolts to fight through. I have 2 bolts to fight through and this creature. I probably just have to kill the creature here. Or take it. I'm gonna just put the land into play, tap, pass turn. So a couple lightning bolts. We're probably putting Lurrus in the hand plus a lightning bolt up is the guess here. We don't have a way to kill the creature, so yeah. All right, so we put the land in and Lurrus is in hand now. Okay, so we have an interesting one here. So they can play Lurrus, but I could just also Cling to Dust. The one thing that they have here, if they play Lurrus, I can then K come in and like make them discard. That's not a bad line, and I kind of like it. I think just doing this right now is completely fine. I don't see a reason to wait on this. Let's get rid of some lands, an Inquisition, a Fatal Push, an Inquisition. We'll leave ourselves with Raven's Crime there, and a Cling to Dusts. Cool. All right, gained a little bit of life too. Reason to wait is if they draw a Bauble. Well, if they draw a Bauble, that's kind of fine. I mean, we're not going to be able to get that Bauble out of hand, right? They just play Lurrus. I guess I K-command the Lurrus then. But, like, they play Lurrus down. I guess they play Lurrus and they can't exactly play the creature immediately. I'm assuming they're drawing a land. Yeah, they did draw lands, so we know what most of this hand looks like. I've got to somehow get through a few bolts here. They do play Lurrus. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They've got this dude. Alright, so we have an interesting turn here. I can get rid of both bolts here. They probably don't block because they still lose the bolts. They go down to 6. When they go down to 6, this makes this smaller too. I can follow up with a K-command discard and then Skelemental right after. Or shoot and pick up Skelemental. Okay, here's a different line. I can actually Raven's Crime here, and then K-command Lurrus and get rid of the last bolt. Yeah, Ashiok, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that line. That line seems a little smoother. A little smoother there. Yeah, that line is solid. And we do all this while they're tapped out, obviously. Pew pew. Pew pew. All right, so we have a 3/3 and we don't know what they have in hand. Let's play Magic, my friend. We could probably Rabble Master this next turn. Ooh, swing at me. They play a land here. It's probably Rabble Master. Oh gosh, we got a Kroxa too. So I probably have to play Rabble Master because it is a blocker and just see what happens with the 6/6, maybe a 7/7. We'll worry about Skelemental. I think it's Rabble here because it at least creates a creature, and then if we're kind of playing the game of now they feel like they have to hold back, I can do the Kroxa. I also have a Cling here that could gain me life or dig me one deeper. So we're looking okay here. This creature is relatively large though. Does this race this? I have to read this one. It's like symmetrical based on damage here. I'm not gonna block here. Not afraid of a Teamer Battle Rage. Just got to play through the Teamer Battle Rage if they had it. We fetched and shocked. What is this? What is this? What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They awakened. They awakened. All right, they've got a block here. They go up to 11. A block here, they go 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. It's not enough. Am I just playing another Rabble Master here? You regret not buying this card? I think I just Rabble Master number 2 here. And then I'm going to have to throw this Rabble Master to here and hope that Skelemental gets there. I don't see a Kroxa doing anything here. Because if this gets a swing, I die. So I can't play this and I can't play this because they both die here. So I think it's Rabble Master, throw everything at them and pass the turn. They have to kind of block this Rabble Master, I feel like. It's lethal, so they're blocking something. I can't imagine they just block a token here. I'd be floored if they just block a token. We're not in a good spot. Well, I'm blocking. Just hope for no removal. 5, 6, 7 gets through. They gain an extra 3, go back up to 4 here. This is about as good as it gets here. They might have Teemo Battle Rage. They've got to top deck it. They got to top deck it. They have nothing to reanimate back with the Luris here. So graveyard's offline. It's got to be off the top of the library. That's the way we like it. Show me, or I probably kill you. I probably kill you. Kill you. Get you. Rhetoric, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Welcome. What do you mean by Doomwake is whitelisted? His draw's the best? Ashiok. We call him like crazy off the top sometimes. So we have a calculation going on here. They're wondering if they go to 4 here and whiff, what ends up happening the following turn. I don't recall if they remember this is in hand or not. Blocking Rabble Master is probably a smart line here because they offset this. We stay at 8. I have to block here if they come in, and if they have another creature here, I'll need a top deck land to win. Obvious attack, obvious block. No teamer, no teamer, no teamer. Okay. I get it back. Oh gosh, I got a rack. I got a rack. Does that change anything? Do I Skelemental in? I can send what? What does this change? If they kill the Skelemental here, I need to leave like 2 back here, right? If they kill the Skelemental, then I get to rack here. And if I have 2 blockers, we play around a bolt. Maybe he ripped push. Maybe he ripped a bolt. If he rips a bolt and I kill in with everything, I lose the game. I leave 2 back here. We clear the hand with Skelemental and we win with rack on upkeep. Skelemental and 1 token in plus rack here wins. This wins because I have rack. If they have removal, then we go a little bit longer. This plays around bolt. We gotta play the high level plays here. It's against Doomwake. Come on. Rack trigger. We get there. Bolt the Rabble and we die? That's true. It's true. That's true, Bolus, from the last turn. Maybe they had a push. Maybe they had a push, like it was kind of said. I don't know. I don't know. I thought about it. I don't have all the answers. I'm sorry. I don't think they play a Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm can come out here for like another K command. Right? Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, he had to draw. He had to draw it. I kind of want this extra Liliana in here now. I want the Liliana. I like the Clings. I don't think I need an Ashiok necessarily. Kind of want this Liliana. Bolus never sleeps, Ashiok. Bolus like never sleeps. Man, I think this Liliana is important in this game. Downticking and removing creatures, it's like another removal. Let's find room for Liliana. If we're finding room for Liliana, it's probably... Man, they have like random ways to get rid of Skelemental, but Skelemental like there was the obvious win. What's the record with this deck? We're 1-1 and we're match 3. I want to take something out and I just don't know what I want to take out. I like Terminates, K commands. I like the Fatal Pushes. The Clings are okay because I'm not bringing in Ashiok. Rabblemaster's fast. Liliana's a removal. Kroxa is an end finisher. Wrenchmine's actually decent because it usually hits 2. Honestly, I'm probably going to be using all my mana all the time. Raven's Crime, probably a 1 of. You think it's Skelemental because they have the spot removal? It's so tough to say because if I can do Skelemental on like turn 3, that can really set back them. And we can kind of start taking over the game. Maybe I just don't bring the Liliana in. We're trying to counter each other. I'm going to take the Liliana out. I'm going to keep a little more with the plan. Yeah, I know. I'm sure we're trying to like kind of game what the other person's going to be doing. It does get worse with more removal, but then that's like a bolt not coming to my face. If this was an Inquisition, this hand would be like so good. We can do a Polluted Delta here and use the Cling to cycle. The Shrieking Affliction's not bad. I do like a set of Clings. I just have no removal here. We'll keep it. This is going to be a little bit of an iffy one. Creature. Seal Fire. All right, all right, all right. Start with the Polluted Delta pass turn. I don't have to fire off the Cling to Dust. We're going to make this a Blood Crypt. Seal Fire and Rabblemaster and Lightning Skelemental. To Ashiok's point, this might have been a takeout. Alright, let's do that. Discard? There's a rack. I mean, we're not doing anything. Let's just rack and shrieking. Let's just make it really obvious. This is what we got this game. Good luck. If I can clear your hand out here, it'd be really good. Haven't really taken any damage here, and they haven't really played anything, so feeling pretty good because I think we've got the power 3 and 4 drops. Still showing Luris here, so they didn't put anything too crazy and big in. I'm starting to like the idea of just like slamming down Skelemental and forcing the seal or forcing a bolt. By doing that, it may clear the way for Rabblemaster, and it also gives us something to target for Cling to Dust. Remember, filling our graveyard's not bad either due to Kroxa a bit later. No creatures thus far. Just going to sit nice and tight. A nice highlight total for both of us. Seems good. But yeah, I think it's Skelemental next turn. Liliana would be better, and a Kroxa would be better. Either is fine here. Scalding Tarn cracked here. Fetches and shocks. And cycles an Unearth. Oh, okay, so we are an Unearth deck. Rack trigger, but no effect here. Opponent has too many cards in hand currently. Polluted Delta. Are we just gonna throw a Luris into our hand? Can't do that. I haven't shown a Thoughtseize Inquisition yet. Oh boy, what do we got here? Polluted Delta, Blood Crypt, shocks it in here. Alright, we'll sacrifice an artifact. And plays a Death Shadow here. I sort of just want to Wrench Mine. Wrench Mine starts the Shrieking Affliction. Then I can cycle a Cling to Dust. Playing Skelemental here. The Seal of Fire just hits that right now. Playing Rabblemaster, similar stuff happens. I think it's a Wrench Mine. We Wrench Mine here, and then I can hold up Cling until end step and cycle it. Man, playing this, I just want to play a little Teferi and on the draw Thoughtseize my opponent. So this will grow Death Shadow. This is the only caveat to this because Shrieking Affliction will happen here. We get rid of a Lava Dart and a Swamp. I think we're good to let those roll. Alright, Shrieking Affliction trigger here, making Death Shadow a little bit bigger. They go to 9. We have a 4/4 to beat. They play a land. Definitely going to cycle this Cling to Dust. It's probably just going to be just a random card in the graveyard. Scalding Tarn. Fetch and Shock. We're down to 6 here. It's a 7/7. Teamer Battle Rage. After Seal firing yourself, that would make it a 9/9. It'd be 18 damage. It's not enough. Then they Lava Dart me. Put a creature in the yard. Put a creature in the yard. That was really good. There's no creatures. I want a creature. Ah, that was good. That was good. Dang. Pretty good. Man, that game could have gone either way pretty quickly, too. If we were able to Skelemental or even do some of these Inquisitions the following turn, if they don't go for that, And we get to steal that Teamer Battle Rage. We never saw the dart, so probably good to know. You definitely cut Skelemental if you see dart. But we never saw it till game 3. From 19 to 0. We thought we were pretty safe. Seal's a little bit more awkward. And we figured they were playing that with the Luris. Again, we don't have bridge. We don't have too much removal. Just a couple fatal pushes and a terminate. In one of our older red rack lists, we have a little bit more on the terminate side. This is pretty good. It's pretty good, though. Not bad. I mean, they kind of go for it, too. We're holding up what looks to be a fatal push, and if we had a fatal push there, we just win the game. So I admire the courage to go for it there. It's definitely a scary spot, because going down and getting rid of all your hands, you're basically committing that, well, if you have that removal piece, we lose. Yeah, we didn't know about any lava darts. And I didn't suspect it. I haven't seen the list, the prowess list. I love this hand. Let's have a fun time. Watch them Thoughtseize this Thoughtseize away. But yeah, Amulet, it was a 19 to 0. You feel like you're pretty safe to Shrieking Affliction and hang tight there. Flagstones. All right, I like my Thoughtseize now. Jeskai. Oh, we'll start with an Inquisition. I like an Inquisition a little bit better as a start. All right, so we have a Remand here. We have a Teferi. No mountains, says my opponent. We'll just steal the Remand here. We can steal that Teferi next. We have 2 lands for our opponent. Oh, this is the second opponent this league that my opponents are like, hey, I know you. Why aren't you playing mountains? I've been blessed with playing red, though. They are exclaiming that I don't have any mountains, and I'm like, well, I got this red mana. Does that count? Does that count? We top deck a Raven's Crime. We're going to have some real fun with our opponent. Liliana's not a bad thing to see here. Fetch. No shock here. And Thoughtseize. Go ahead and steal that Teferi, probably. They don't have red mana right now. I think it's just take the Teferi, hope they don't find the red mana, and then they can't bolt Liliana. We'll give them black mana, right? Island. Unknown card drawn. Whee. Liliana. Uptick. They're going to want Helix and Bolt here, I presume. Here, we'll just get rid of a Polluted Delta. My opponent apparently Wildfired Tron 9 times in the game. We have a Snapcaster. That was their draw. We got rid of a Helix. We have Hero and Lightning Bolt. Opponent's going to combat. Attacks Liliana. No follow-up play. Discard. Wonder if they hold this Bolt. It appears they do. Play Dark Confidant here. Play a land past the turn. Now we have a blocker. We have a fetch land now, so they can get rid of Liliana. How do you want to do this, opponent? I'm fine with watching Liliana go down to 1. It does, Bolus. It does look like it's the real deal. We've decided 2 at me. Go for it. Would you like to bolt Dark Confidant, or do you want to bolt Liliana? I think they're going to go after Dark Confidant here. Steam Vents. Shocks it in. Bolt. Bolts Lily. Alright. Let's go ahead and fetch here. 1 card to beat. Dark Confidant trigger. a Fatal Push plus a Thoughtseize. I'm going to check the hand. It's a Lightning Bolt. We're going to get rid of this guy. Get out of here. In for 2. All right, we're at 11. It's a little bit dangerous. A little bit dangerous. Flooded Strand here. My opponent can pick up something if they like. Dark Confidant. Thanks, Mad Knives, for the bits. For the Lux. For the Lux. All right, do we pick up a Flooded Strand here and get like this Bolt back into hand? Maybe they like this Helix. Dark Confidant could kill me. Depends. Depends what we want to do, opponent. Mystic Sanctuary targeting a Helix. Looks like they're going to kill Dark Confidant. Rude. 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 And Dark Confidant dies. This is definitely a matchup where Dark Confidant would be nice to have. Bonus Fatal Push. Just fetch here. We're kind of flooding out here. Top of the library for our opponent. Kind of flooding out. Looks like my opponent's flooding out too. Scalding Tarn can pick up whatever they want. Ooh. Ooh. Don't mind if I do, Kroxa. This is where we can change things around. Because we can play this immediately. Land, 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 land. Kroxa. Scalding Tarn here. Decides Triomes where they want to be. We do an additional 3 damage. Mountain, pass turn. Mountain's disguised as a Fatal Push. I feel like Absent is super strong as well. I don't know what the deck would do, but there are so many strong new Absent cards. Absent in general is pretty good. KO Diamonds has been on a tear trying to find the correct Absent list, so maybe someone to consider. Cleansing Wildfire goes and gets a land. My opponent is dead on board. Wow. I think they're dead on board. Oh, wait, we have one more card. That's right. That's right. Cleansing Wildfire. That's right. They bounced this. All right. I can just do the whole play it, replay it kind of thing. So I guess we'll do that. Not quite dead yet. Close, though. The Jace was a sick rip off the Cleansing. I forgot Cleansing's an OP card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Kroxa, doing the Kroxa things. Kind of got nothing else. Good luck, opponent. It's got to be in the top couple cards here. Top couple cards. Looking. I can attempt to Inquisition. I could then try to Kroxa kill it with the Fatal Push if they try to path it. We'll eventually get to replay the Kroxa and then get them. That's the idea. Get a Rack coming as well. Sweet. Rabble Masters here. Rabble Masters. I think this one's definitely a Feed the Swarm matchup. Could be a Thoughtseize as well. My opponent could be playing a Leyline. You'd love a Jun-style Absent Fairness deck with a Fiend Artisan as a toolbox enabler. Could be it. They did not find the out. We were quick enough. We were quick enough. This is definitely a Dark Confidant matchup. Shrieking Affliction racks are okay here. Teferi's kind of annoying for those. Cling to Dust is interesting. It could get rid of something from their graveyard. I think I always pull the graveyard stuff out against opponents like this, and I think I'm going to still continue to do that. So we're bringing Rabblemaster in. I kind of want to go down 1 Shrieking Affliction here. Maybe even like 2. Let's go down 1 Inquisition. So my opponent does have quite a few Helixes and Bolts. They got to see our Kroxas, so I wonder if they continue to keep those in. The idea here is we're going to try to be still more aggressive. Jeskai is an interesting one when you look at it from a Red Prison perspective, because from the Red Prison side of things, you are trying to go so fast against them. I think we treat this in a similar fashion because we have this kind of aggro package. This hand's pretty good. We go Inquisition, Wrench Mine them into Rabblemaster. Seems like an A-OK start. Let's still go with the Inquisition here first. So we have a Cleansing and a Lightning Bolt here. I don't care if they Cleansing me. That does very little. I think I just take the Teferi again. We can probably set ourselves up here for this Wrench Mine, maybe Thoughtseize, then Rabblemaster if they don't pitch this bolt anytime soon. Steam Vents shocks it in. Let's go ahead and Wrench Mine our opponent. We'll see if they picked up a Remand. And they did. Totally fine. We can start with a Thoughtseize next, then Wrench Mine. We could Thoughtseize, Wrench Mine. We could try a Liliana. We could... couple things here. They did pick up this Flagstones. Cleansing Wildfire on the Flagstones. Cleansing Wildfire is on mine. That's fine. Do I need more red here? Answer's no. We have the Polluted Delta. We have lots of basics. Alright. Ooh. Ooh, I have a Skelemental. Ooh. Skelemental, if they path it, it's not that bad for us. If they don't path it, we're looking good. They can't bolt right now. I think I like this. I like this play. We're trying to set up so that Rabblemaster is going to be really, really nasty. Being able to Thoughtseize them and then Liliana, or Thoughtseize then Rabblemaster, and also doing this 6 damage. Feeling good. My opponent's like, I'm in danger. Ghost Quarter and Triome hits the bin. We have Sacred, Lightning Bolt, Teferi remaining. Cleansing Wildfire is their own Flagstones this time. I don't know why they didn't try to do that last time, with the idea that that would have ramped them to Teferi. It actually gave us a turn where Skelemental made sense versus trying to Thoughtseize the Teferi away. Just choices were made. Sacred Foundry here shocks it in. So we can attempt a Wrench Mine here. And a Thoughtseize. So I'll just Thoughtseize here, see what I have to worry about. So we have a Bolt and a Teferi. I can probably just take the Teferi and Liliana here now. And I can save Wrench Mine for next turn, and I can get rid of the Vista. And if they fail to get rid of their Bolt right now, which is what they do, I can Wrench Mine to clear it next turn. Especially if I top deck a land, then Rabblemaster, and then Liliana. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Wrench Mine here. Looking to get rid of the Bolt. That was a perfect draw. The Bolt Liliana here. Oh. Do we have a counter? Gonna leave up. Oh, shark. Oh, never mind. That's pretty good. 2 cards, now they bolt here so that Liliana can't downtick. Alright, that was pretty good. Pretty good, not gonna lie. Almost ticked up Liliana. Alright, so in for 1, they block. Liliana probably has to be killed by Shark. This gives me a turn to attack for a good amount of damage. Down goes Liliana. They get to hold whatever card they have. Gonna hope it's not a cryptic. We're playing another Rabblemaster. In for damage. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Don't be Snapcaster. In for 6, down to 4. Risking a Wrath effect here. And we get it with the Rabblmasters. The aggro side of the red rack, the rack side of the red rack. Mashing them together. Getting the wins. We're 2-2. 2-2 going into match number 5. Playing the red rack variant, our variant, in Modern. You're pretty rabbled. Is that a verb? Getting rabbled? Getting rabbled. All right, let's see if we can go 3-2 overall. That would be nice. That would be constantly doing the 3-2s. Posture check. Wow. Skelemental it's probably one of my favorite cards from the set that it came from. What is this? The Master set, I believe. Yeah. Definitely one of them that's really high up there on my favorites from that list. I think it's just enough ball lightning with just enough effects that it makes it kind of a very interesting build around. All right. Oh, I slipped. My bad, opponent. I didn't mean to hit the play second. Don't read into that. We have a Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Kroxa, Rack Hand. We'll keep this. This does things. It does things. Island. Crab. Well, that's great for you, opponent. What do we think? Push the crab? Am I supposed to push the crab here immediately, or should I Thoughtseize? I'd probably just push the crab. We'll worry about maybe Thoughtseizing them and a rack next. Yeah, just pushing the crab. Slow things down. Let the crab feed the Kroxa. They're gonna mill me. It's fed. Delicious. Delicious. Opponent knows what's up now. Go ahead and Thoughtseize, see what else my opponent has, and slap down a rack here. We have a Fatal, a Cling, Fatal, Cling, and a Mesmeric Orb. I don't want to die too fast. Really don't want this Cling to Dust to steal my Kroxa. Fatal Push is kind of annoying, but we can double down on Kroxa being played a few times, I suppose. Yeah, I probably just have to take that Cling and hope they don't get the 4 mana before I am able to play Kroxa out, but then they have this Fatal Push. We'll see how this plays. Rack does nothing. Plays Orb. Can always hit my second Kroxa too. Watery Grave here. No, they decide not to. They decide to hold cards. Haha, we have them now. Ooh, extra Kroxa. Play our Kroxa here. It's probably time to go ahead and fetch with the Bloodstained Mire so we don't accidentally run out of cards here. Make them discard. They discard the Fatal Push. I find this an interesting one to discard. Let's go ahead and actually use a Prismatic Vista here. We'll get a Swamp. We already have everything we need. I can just shock in the Blood Crypt coming up here. All right. Rack does a little bit here. The Orbs mill a Trap and a Crab. Because they didn't play this, they're not going to be doing Cling to Dust anytime soon. Orb comes into play here. So we just have 2 orbs. Do we want to get rid of the Watery Grave? It's too late for that. I'm going to make them discard by playing the Kroxa here. If they hold this land and I top deck a Skelemental, I'll do that first. I think I want to do that first. I don't know. I think a lot of things. There's a Cling to Dust of our own. We can steal their Cling to Dust. Apparently, the deck's like, no, you must play Kroxa. So we will play Kroxa here, getting rid of some of the top cards here that are no-goes for us. I could be getting the Shrieking Afflictions out of here, just in case my opponent does try to do something with a Surgical Extraction. Disgruntled, it's going. How are you? We're trying to blow up our opponent here. They get rid of an Ashiok here. That would have been really nice for them. Rune Crabs, Fraying Sanities. My opponent's playing this kind of defensive line here. Glimpses us. I don't particularly like how my opponent's playing here. I think they could do this differently. Alright, so all of this comes out here. We're going to attack. Make them discard. I do have a Raven's Crime I could have fired off. This is fine, though. Puts my opponent to 5. I'm going to Kroxa. Going to keep this Kroxa. Do all this. Just double down on Kroxa here, you know, casual double Kroxa here at the end. Plus the rack. Keep this one, do the double Kroxa. You know, the Kroxa things. All right, so my opponent could very well bring in the Surgicals and Extirpates. We're just going to play a little bit of a hand where we're going to go aggressive once again here. I'm going to take out Dark Confidants in this case. I'm going to bring in Rabble Masters for sure. I think they could bring in a Leyline of the Void. Makes me want to feed the Swarms. Usually line these up like this. Ins, outs. Look at these 2-mana bolts. They're good 2-mana bolts. Gonna not worry about Cling to Dust in this matchup. Kind of don't mind a Terminate. Could definitely try to do that. Wrench Mine we can pull out here as well. I like the K commands. Let's bring those in over a pair of Thoughtseizes, and let's run this. So Rabble Master would be quicker, feed the Swarm in case they do a Leyline, so we can actually still use our Kroxas and bring those back. Raven's Crimes and the use the K command to bring things back, and then the K commands to kill some of the artifacts they have, and the Terminates just to help kill some of their creatures. Not going to worry about Ashiok. I don't think I need that. I don't need an extra Thoughtseize. Dark Confidant draws us cards. We want to be careful about drawing cards against Mill. Yeah. I like our position. All right. We'll keep this hand. Pair of Racks here and a Rabble Master. Particularly, I'm very fascinated by having this Rabble Master in the opening hand. Crab for our opponent. Put a Cliffs into play past turn. Going to wait on this rack until next turn. Then we're going to play two of them out. Extra Crab here. Probably have a fetch land. And we do. Mills us for 6-12-ish here, looks like. Skelemental Hey command. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. Goes further here. Fatal Push. Rabble Master. There's a Kroxa. Third crab. Oh my gosh. I'm going to die by the crab. Alright. Rack, go. This is, this might be a Liliana just uptick. Try to get the racks online. Get the Kroxa down before they surgical it. Man, any more fetch land is going to be rough. Field is essentially a fetch land for our opponent. Mills us for 3, 6, 9, 18 cards here. Oh boy. I need a Skelemental off the top, probably. Draw. Alright, I think our best bet here is to play Liliana and uptick the Liliana, hoping they don't have a drown to counter this. The idea with doing it this way is that maybe they're kind of out of action here. This next turn I'm going to be playing a Kroxa. With using Liliana plus the Kroxas here, I'm hoping to clear their hand completely. I am keeping a Rabblemaster over a land here because I only need to use one land to help clear out the rest of what they've got going on. 2 mana, we have a field. We're hoping it's not an archive trap. We do get milled for an additional 9 here. There's a Raven's Crime. So I can get the racks going pretty nicely here. My opponent does take a couple points of damage here. Draws. Fetch lands. This is an additional... this is an additional... $18? I just fetch and I have 1 land to go here. I have to do 14 points of damage with my last card. Oh my gosh, the crabs. The crabs! Well, I think I want to be on the play. Alright, what do we think this last card is? It's not going to matter. Oh, they Crypt Incursion. It's brilliant. That's brilliant. That Crypt Incursion was brilliant. 41 life. Easy. Oh, feed the swarm. Alright, opponent. They want our graveyard. Feed the swarms out. Thought seizes in. Let's get them. Let's bring these wrench mines in. Who cares if I'm using Inquisitions or Thought Seizes? Let's get a K command out of here. Let's go. Let's go. They're not gonna have the ley line of the void. You watch. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Please be fine. Make me look amazing, deck. Let's play first. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this. Watch. Never gonna draw land. Never gonna draw land. It's gonna be okay though. We're gonna Inquisition. We're gonna Thought Seize. My opponent's not gonna know what's gonna hit them. And they're gonna get racked. Racked and stacked. My opponent mulligans to 5. They're looking for that ley line. They're looking for that ley line. And it makes me sick. Who needs lands when your opponent has no hand? Exactly. Exactly. Ooh, nothing. All right, Inquisition to start things off. My opponent has their own Inquisition. They have a crab and a crab. I'll just take the Inquisition here. This coming turn, I can Thought Seize away the other crab, and then we'll Fatal Push the last crab. Looks like an okay hand. Polluted Delta, fetching, and going to get crab mana. Watergrave. Crab mana. Besides Ruin Crab is the All-Star Crab here. Oh, dang. What a joyous day. I can Thought Seize them and shoot their crab. Oh, they have an Archive Trap. That's super cute. That's super cute. Bye, crab. Bye, crab. Bye, crabs. So, probably Shrieking and Rack this coming turn. They're going to play the field and have an unknown card. Looks good. They can't counter anything right now, so we'll just Shrieking and Rack. Should be safe to do both of these. This Wrench Mine will hopefully hit something. If I hit a land, I'm obviously going to Inquisition first. Little rack damage there. They play an Orb, means I'm going to Wrench Mine instead. Get the Archive Trap plus an unknown card. Cool, cool, cool. Ugh. All right, we'll Wrench Mine here because it gets these going. Then we'll play Shrieking and Inquisition. Cling to Dust was removed and an Archive Trap. Opponent top decks. Rack and Shrieking Affliction go off. Mill 2 for my opponent. Down to 10. Fatal Push milled over. Bloodstained Mire milled over. Top of the library is a non-played card. Mesmeric Orb. Polluted Delta. Liliana milled for us. Skelemental. Gonna be a long time before we see that. Inquisition to check what it is. It's an Archive Trap. Shrieking Affliction. Go, opponent. Alright, my opponent might be okay here. They might be okay. We'll see. They're down to 4. They're down to 2. They might be okay. They might not be okay. We get there. We get there against Mill. Taking it down, getting the 3-2 overall. That next card in that game was a... These two are milled. And the top would be Terminate. Anywho, 3-2 with Red Rack here. Getting it done. Keeping us going positive in our wins versus losses. Here's the list. It's been adjusted since the last version. I can't decide if I like this version or that version better. The other version had Blood Moon and was playing a little more passively. This one's trying to be a little bit more aggressive. So take what you want. Be aggressive or be passive. I think Blood Moon, based on what we kind of saw, would be pretty good. That being said, you might want Spyglasses because opponents' other planeswalkers could be a problem. The match versus Doomwake was very interesting, Disgruntled, for sure. It was very back and forth and definitely could have gone one way or the other for sure. I think if we were going to run into Doomwake's list a lot more Naya, Zoo, Little Red Black Prowess, Burn, you probably want the other version because you have Dreadbores and Terminates in the main deck, where this one tries to go a little more rack style and then a little more on the aggro out of the board. So you probably want to be more creature kind of interactive, which is something that you can do with the other lists. Is Goblin Rabblemaster my favorite card? No, but he's my favorite goblin. Doomwake ended up winning that. It was a close one, though. It was a close one. Red Rack in mod.